When I started working more professionally, it was a bit of a rude awakening.
Create a network.
To anyone looking to start making games, I'd say pick an engine and get started.
Hi everyone, I'm FriendlyCosmonaut. I'm a game developer and programmer. I also work at RMIT University tutoring game design, and I make GameMaker tutorials.
My name is Allison James, sometimes known in the GameMaker community as Nal. I've been using GameMaker for nearly 20 years and have made nearly 200 games.
Hey there, my name is Simone. I'm an artist and game developer from Munich, Germany. I actually started by studying game design at a university here in Munich, and then I transitioned into freelance art, and then I transitioned into making my own video games.
I got started with GameMaker itself. GameMaker 5 was installed on my high school's computer network when I was 11. They intended to use it for lessons, but never did. I took the free copy home with me and started tinkering. 7 years later, having built myself up in GameMaker's communities a little and looking for work, I was offered a job at Yo-Yo Games' first full office, which I took. GM has been my job with Yo-Yo and now with Checkered Ink ever since.
I actually studied biomedical science, literature, philosophy at uni. But I did sometimes try and sneak in a bit of creativity in games when I could. I remember for one of my capstone projects in lymphocytes, I think embryonic stem cells, I made a zombie murder mystery in Twine. I really took to the simplicity of GameMaker. And I remember the rest of that year, as I was finishing off my degrees, I would come home every day from uni and just want to do another heart-paced RPG tutorial. Largely, my experience has been really positive, especially as a hobbyist. But when I started working more professionally, it was a bit of a rude awakening. I think just because sexist culture is kind of embedded in a lot of professional work. Sometimes I would just be misgendered if someone was referring to me on my work, not even, on purpose, not like it was malicious necessarily. And on the other hand, sometimes there were kind of more malicious assumptions about me, the level of knowledge I have. I found that sometimes I would just be condescended to in conversations online.
Perhaps thanks to my circumstances, issues I've had with my gender have been minimal. The odd dumb message here and there, sure. The places I visit most, like GameMaker on Discord, are zero tolerance on sexism and misogyny though, which means it's a really safe place to hang out normally.
Yes, actually, I had two really bad internships with just people not really behaving appropriately, and I was very young so I didn't speak up, and then also the other people at those companies didn't really speak up. When I got into uni, I found this really amazing student job, and I had two amazing bosses, both women, and both of them saw me as a professional. I learned a lot from them, and afterwards I pretty much went into freelancing and founding my own company, so I can say I'm pretty fortunate and I haven't had any more difficulties. I think visibility is really important. If I was 16 right now and seeing all these amazing female indie devs, I would just be hyped. Yeah, and then also just looking out for one another, being kind to one another.
The increasing availability of events tailored to women is fantastic, and now more than ever there's been a huge range of games companies that are women-led or that strike a good balance on employees.
I think most women know that a lot of tech areas have these large gender gaps, so that it might be a bit of an uphill battle, which just sucks. That should be step one. People should be safe in the communities that they play and work in. They should be able to express themselves. So encouraging that or breaking down the culture that takes all angles, it even includes games publishing and media and advertising, which still traditionally pushes masculine characters, mechanics, gameplay, guns. But I think a large number of people, gamers, creatives, developers themselves, aren't necessarily interested in that anymore. And we're starting to see wholesome games, which pushes, I would probably say, non-traditional gameplay and highlights diverse creators. There are lovely ambassadors and mentors like Women in Games, Girls Who Can Code, who I would encourage they reach out to form communities who can support them, and especially to look at local events, so in your city and country, because it does vary, but I've been delighted to see that pretty much everywhere there will be collectives popping up.
To anyone looking to start making games, I'd say pick an engine and get started. If you're lucky enough to live within proximity of get-togethers and events about indie games, getting to network with like-minded people is invaluable.
Network, first of all. Just surround yourself with people that you're friends with, that you can trust, who will give you feedback, and that just have your back. Create a network, because ultimately those are the people that are gonna reach out and help you grow, that are gonna get you jobs, that are gonna, just do a game jam with you. I am very proud of all of the games that my partner and me have released with our small company so far. The one I'm probably the most proud of is Virtual Cottage, just because it was a small thing that I created on my own, and I created it just for myself, and then I shared it with people, and then other people really liked it as well, because it's just a very useful tool, I think.
Revolver & Co., a game I created last year and updated a few months ago, is my best project to date, I think. It's representative of me as a person and my modern game making style.
When I was learning especially, I remember leaning a lot on the GameMaker communities, like the forums, sometimes Reddit even. And these days, like the GameMaker Discord is really nice. It has dedicated help channels and so-called duckies, rubber ducks, who will help you through code. And honestly, there is usually a community like that for pretty much every engine or tool out there, on Discord especially.
I've tended to be most active in the various major GameMaker-focused communities over the years, and I would credit them with my continued growth with GameMaker. There are a few Discord servers which are my current daily go-to, although in terms of support I'd also give thanks to the now-defunct Yo-Yo Games Sandbox and forums, the GMC, Game Jolt, and the older sites GameMaker Games and 64Digit.
When I moved from art more into game development, I also found a lot of people in and around Munich who make games, so I went to a bunch of local meetups here with other game devs, which is something I can definitely recommend to everyone. Getting into game making is now easier than ever, and I encourage everyone to just give it a go and just make something fun.